What's crazy about this is Disney has been so careful and controlling for a long time as far as the narrative and protecting their brand. It doesn't need a prince to save her, and not surrounded by 7 weird people. Oh, okay, just CGI fictional goblins, I guess. 42% as a critic rating on Rotten Tomatoes, 1.7 out of 10 on IMDb.
Rachel Zegler's Snow White disaster is turning into Disney's most humiliating box office catastrophe yet. The numbers are in, and according to rumors, this so-called magical remake is anything but a fairy tale. Theaters are emptier than ever, audiences are tearing it apart, and behind the scenes, Disney executives are reportedly scrambling in full-blown crisis mode. Welcome back to Pop Flash, where we break down the most scandalous Hollywood disasters. And today we have an absolute train wreck. Disney's live-action Snow White is spiraling into chaos. According to rumors, the studio poured an astronomical budget into this remake, expecting a massive hit. But instead, it's tanking harder than anyone could have predicted.
With Snow White, let's go through this, right? Oh, there's no prince. Woman doesn't need a prince.
Oh, Lord.
Really? Okay, good luck back then. It's just so stupid. Like, of course you do.
Let's rewind. From the very beginning, this film was drenched in controversy. Fans were already side-eyeing the remake, questioning why Disney was even touching a beloved classic. But then, Rachel Zegler happened. The moment she started talking, things went downhill fast. She openly criticized the original movie, calling it outdated, mocking the love story, and even making it painfully clear that she wasn't exactly a fan of the character she was playing. Can you imagine? The lead actress of Snow White, one of Disney's most iconic princesses, basically admitted she didn't like Snow White. According to rumors, Disney saw the backlash coming and desperately tried to bury her old interviews, scrubbing clips off social media and toning down their marketing strategy. But it was too late. The internet never forgets, and fans definitely didn't let this slide. Her comments went viral, sparking outrage across social media. Disney purists were furious, audiences felt alienated, and even casual moviegoers started questioning whether this film was worth watching.
This is what theaters look like across the world, and it just keeps getting worse. The memes.
And let's talk about the box office numbers, because wow, they are brutal. According to rumors, early projections were already looking rough, but the reality, even worse. Theater seats are collecting dust, ticket sales are abysmal, and word of mouth is destroying any chances of a turnaround. Critics have ripped it apart, audiences are roasting it online, and Disney, they're left picking up the pieces of what was supposed to be their biggest fairy tale comeback. So, how did one of the most iconic princesses of all time become the face of Disney's latest PR nightmare? And what does this mean for future live-action remakes? Stay tuned, because we're diving even deeper into this messy disaster.
The look of people, like, does this actually look like a happy person? It's always in the eyes, man. It's always in the eyes. If you cover up the mouth and you look at just the eyes, no, you see evil, in fact.
And let's talk about the box office numbers. Or should we say, the non-existent ones? Because wow, this movie didn't just flop. It crashed and burned. According to rumors, Snow White was supposed to be a massive success, a fairy tale comeback that would bring Disney back on top. Instead, it's an absolute disaster. Early reports claim ticket sales barely made a dent, and some theaters were forced to pull screenings due to near-empty auditoriums. Just imagine, millions spent on production, an even bigger fortune blown on marketing, and still, audiences just did not care. Insiders say Disney threw everything they had into promoting this film. Ads everywhere, massive billboards, endless interviews. But the numbers, brutal. According to rumors, the film's opening weekend was embarrassingly low, with ticket sales falling so short that industry experts were shocked. And it's not just a week debut. This movie is sinking fast, with attendance dropping even more after the first few days. But let's get to the real question. Why did this movie fail so miserably? Well, aside from the massive backlash over Rachel Zegler's controversial comments, the film itself, completely unrecognizable. Disney didn't just tweak the story, they tore it apart. The beloved Seven Dwarfs? Gone. The iconic fairy tale magic? Replaced with something totally different. According to rumors, the studio wanted a modern take, but fans, they felt completely betrayed. This wasn't the Snow White they knew and loved. It was a brand new story slapped with the Snow White name. And it wasn't just bad, it was insulting. Even before the movie hit theaters, people already hated it. The trailer alone was a record-breaking disaster, quickly becoming one of the most downvoted videos in YouTube history. That's right. Before audiences even saw the film, they were already rejecting it. And now with the movie officially flopping, it's clear that Disney ignored the warning signs. But here's where things get even worse. According to insiders, Disney knew this backlash was coming, but instead of fixing the problem, they decided to gaslight the audience. Reports claim they tried to spin the outrage, brushing it off as nothing more than toxic negativity. But let's be real, fans weren't being toxic, they were just furious that one of the most beloved Disney classics was turned into a political disaster. And then, Disney doubled down. Instead of listening to criticism, they fired back, calling their own audience haters. Huge mistake. According to rumors, the more the studio pushed back, the worse things got. The backlash snowballed, with fans rallying against the film, boycotting tickets, and dragging the movie through the mud all over social media. And now, they're paying the price. So, what happens next? Can Disney recover from this nightmare? Or is this the beginning of the end for their live-action remakes? Stay tuned, because things are about to get even messier. And here's where things spiral from bad to an absolute catastrophe. Because according to explosive insider reports, Disney isn't just distancing itself from Rachel Zegler, they're completely cutting her off, that's right. After this record-shattering flop, the once promising actress is allegedly being erased from the studio's future plans. And this isn't just about one project. Rumors say she's being dropped from Toy Story 5, removed from any discussions about a Pirates of the Caribbean reboot, and quietly phased out from other major Disney deals. But let's talk about why Disney is making such a drastic move. Insiders claim that executives are furious over the way Zegler handled the entire Snow White PR campaign. Instead of hyping up the film, she single-handedly turned audiences against it. Her interviews, a complete train wreck. Her attitude, disastrous. And her ability to alienate the very fans who grew up loving Snow White, unbelievable. And now, with the film officially being labeled as one of Disney's biggest financial failures ever, the studio is scrambling to contain the damage. And here's where things get even wilder. It's not just Disney that's cutting ties with her. According to multiple Hollywood sources, other major studios are now backing away from casting Zegler in upcoming projects. Warner Brothers ? Reconsidering their plans. Blumhouse Productions? Allegedly dropping her from internal discussions. Netflix and Universal? Reportedly concerned about her ability to draw audiences. And here's the kicker. Some casting directors now see her as a liability. Because here's the brutal Hollywood truth. In this industry, your name is your greatest asset. And right now, Zegler's name is synonymous with disaster. No studio wants to pour millions into a project, only for audiences to reject it before it even hits theaters. And after the Snow White box office numbers tanked, execs are now second-guessing everything. And it's not just about the money, it's about public perception. Hollywood thrives on star power, and Zegler's reputation has taken a massive hit. Insiders claim that after her controversial statements about Snow White, she's now seen as divisive. And in an industry that depends on fan loyalty, that's the ultimate red flag. And let's talk about that attitude problem. According to rumors, Zegler has been difficult to work with behind the scenes. Some insiders suggest that her overconfidence has rubbed directors the wrong way. Others claim that her public rants have made her a PR nightmare. And let's be honest, Hollywood has no patience for actors who bring more controversy than box office numbers. And here's the real nail in the coffin. Some industry experts now believe Zegler's career might never recover. Because let's face it, Hollywood is ruthless. One wrong move, and you're out. And with Disney, Warner Brothers, and possibly other studios stepping away, Zegler might be facing a career crisis she never saw coming. And now, Snow White is just another embarrassing reminder that audiences are fed up with Disney's new direction. People want entertainment, not lectures. They want beloved classics, not politically charged reboots that strip away everything they once loved. And with every tone-deaf decision, Disney is pushing fans further away. And the box office numbers prove it. But here's the part that's honestly laughable. Rachel Zegler is still in denial. Instead of acknowledging the massive backlash, she's doubling down. According to multiple sources, Zegler is flat out ignoring the criticism, insisting that the movie is actually a huge success. And if that wasn't delusional enough, she's claiming that Snow White is the #1 film in the world. Now, let's be honest, that's hilarious, because the actual numbers tell a very different story. Theaters are empty, reviews are brutal, merchandise is collecting dust on store shelves. And yet, somehow, Zegler wants us to believe that Snow White is a smash hit. And this isn't the first time she's tried to rewrite reality. Insiders claim she's been desperately trying to spin the backlash, calling it online hate and blaming audiences for not getting it. But here's the thing. When a massive studio starts pulling screenings because no one is buying tickets, that's not online hate, that's a total failure. And let's talk about why she's so desperate to save face. Because the truth is, her career is on the line. If Snow White completely tanks, she knows she'll be blacklisted from future big-budget projects. That's why she's trying so hard to convince people that it's a hit, even when the facts say otherwise. So what's next for Disney? And more importantly, what's next for Zegler? If this downward spiral continues, she might just become Hollywood's most canceled actress yet. So, what's next for Rachel Zegler and Disney? Can she really bounce back from this monumental disaster? Or has Hollywood officially had enough of her drama? It's no secret that Zegler's reputation is now in tatters. And with the backlash intensifying, it's hard to see her making a comeback anytime soon. Disney, on the other hand, is grappling with an even bigger question. Can the once mighty studio recover from this catastrophe? Or is it doomed to keep losing millions and watch its fans continue to walk away? Let's be real. The Disney empire is crumbling, and the Snow White flop is just another glaring sign that the company is completely out of touch with its audience. But with the studio's future hanging in the balance, we have to wonder, will Disney regroup and learn from its mistakes, or are they heading for an even worse downfall? Time will tell, but one thing's for sure, this drama is far from over. And we want to hear your thoughts. Is Snow White Disney's biggest failure yet? Should they just cut ties with Rachel Zegler for good and move on? Or do you think she can somehow redeem herself and save her career? And what does this mean for the future of Hollywood's most controversial actress? Drop your opinions in the comments, and let's keep the conversation going. This is far from done. But don't go anywhere. Pop Flash will keep you updated with all the latest scandals and Hollywood drama. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more juicy updates and exclusive leaks. You're not going to want to miss what's coming next.